point, they have concentric relation. Technically speaking, both of these circles, or more precise, center of this circle have coincident relation with origin point. For example, if I want to just create a couple of circles, right click, select both of them, and add concentric relation. Basically, we do have same effect. Origins of these two circles occupied same point in space. Let's select and delete everything, and let's apply dimension. Notice when I drag my mouse, I enter different style of dimension. Let's use here, for example, 50 millimeters. And second circle, let's say it's going to be 80 millimeters. Right click and select to deselect everything. Leaders, it's obviously way too small. Let's select both of them and go to font, and let's make it maybe 100. Click OK. Now it does looks better. So let's go to options, documents, annotations, font, and let's make it 100. Click OK and OK. Let's zoom out and keep developing our. Next, I'm going to drop vertical line here, and my second line going to be tangent to this circle. Notice when I move along the circle, I have tangent cliff. Left click, double click to exit line tool. On this side, I'm going to create line, and I'm going to add tangent relation. Right click, select, control select circle and line, and add tangent relation. Click in graphic area to deselect everything. We have line sticking out. We can use trim tool and just simply trim it, or I can grab this line by the point, and when I get close to circle, I see coincident relation cliff. I let mouse go, and both lines have tangent relation now. Let's select line tool, and I'm going to drop construction line from center point to midpoint of this line. Notice when I drag mouse along the line, I wake midpoint. Double click to and change, and right click, exit the line tool. Control select both of these lines and add equal relation. Next here, I'm going to drag a couple more. So it is going to be two concentric circles on from this point and two from this. I obviously need to trim some geometry. Now, before I start doing it, I'm going to add some relation and dimension. Let's say 200 millimeters. In another word, when you start trimming, SolidWorks will recalculate geometry, and some geometry may move. Right click, select, and I'm going to control select these three circles, add equal relation, and these three equal relation Now let's bring trim tool. As you see, geometry is moving. Basically, I need add coincident relation between this line and center of circle. Let's control select, exit the trim tool, control select, coincident relation, right click select, select the line, control select point, add coincident relation. And we need to do same for this line and this point, as well as this line and this point. Our sketch is still undefined, so let's add angular relation here. It's going to be 25 degrees. For some reason my annotation font size not register, as you see here. I'm going to add maybe 120 points. And let's right click and select zoom to fit. My sketch is still blue and undefined. When I drag point, I see what problem is. I'm going to select construction line and add horizontal relation. Now sketch is fully defined. Next, I'm going to use here offset entity tool. 10 mm offset will work just fine. Deselect center line. And I'm going to select this line, circle, this line, and another. Right here, I do have a problem. This line get offset on opposite side. I can try to reverse, but my other lines will be offset on opposite side. Or I can use bidirectional and delete lines later on. Or I can simply just deselect, click accept, and simply run offset tool again, select the line, click reverse, and accept. Trim tool, and let's trim circles, and let's apply fillet command. 10 mm fillet will be just fine. Pin it down, and let's keep selecting lines. And this one. And click accept. Now, if I will try, for example, create filleted this point, like you see, I'm not really able to do so because I have full circle here. Let's cancel and we now ready to exit sketch and going to extrude. I can click exit the sketch, or I can go straight to extrude. SolidWorks automatically recognize I have number of close contours here. When I drag my mouse over, contours become select. And notice also sketch icon next to mouse pointer looks different. I'm going to select these three contours. We see preview, 20 mm extrude from mid plane, and click accept. When I expand both extrude feature, I see sketch have different icons. Basically, it means I use contour. Let's select both extrude again. Now, if I try to select sketch in graphic area, I'm not able to. Reason for this, because sketch is visible. Let's make it visible. And now I can select it. So let's deselect contour and let's deselect fin feature, midplane, and 10mm extrusion. Click in graphic area to deselect everything, and let's use one more extrude. Once again, I'm going to use mid-plane extrusion. It's going to be 5mm. Click tab to ready and accept. In design tree, sketch icon is changed. Now we basically have shared sketch. That's what this small hand means. Next, on middle section of my part, I'm going to create extruded cut. First, let's right click and hide sketch. And I'm going to create sketch on this face. Right click, create sketch. And let's once again use offset. This time it's going to be 0 offset. Face already pre-selected. You can select also edge. If you select edge, you need to select chain options. I'm going to click accept. Here I did make mistake. Instead using 0 offset, I need 20mm offset. So it's no way really in SolidWorks to edit my offset. I can do edit offset dimension. So I simply going to select everything and delete it. And this time I'm going to do it a little bit different. Deselect everything and select offset entity tool. Let's enter 20mm. Click tab and I'm going to select this edge. For some reason, SolidWorks not able to calculate chain selection. Chain selection become deselected. So I'm going to select the face and accept. Let's add fillet tool. 10mm will work just fine. And I'm going to select lines. And this one, click accept. And let's exit the tool. Extruded cut. Select sketch. And right here, instead selecting blind extrusion, select through all. In case if you have to change dimension later, your extrusion may not penetrate through entire. And last step, I'm going to add some fillets here. 10mm fillets will be just fine. Select this edge. And I'm going to select this edge. Notice I'm able to do through selection. Select this edge and this one. Click accept. With fillet tool, sometimes you need to make through selection. Let's make it 1mm fillet. For example, I can select this face. Let's deselect it. I can also select face which I'm not able to see right now, or select edge. If I have trouble to do so, for example, I can do right click and select another. This option will select faces and edges which close by, for example, right click, select. Let's deselect everything, and I'm going to box select everything. SolidWorks going to calculate, and we end up with 104 fillets. Click accept. Sometimes this option will work, and sometimes on more complex parts it will. SolidWorks will not able to calculate fillets automatically, so you may have to select some edges or faces and apply fillets in few steps. We complete bracket, so see you in next tutorial.